G'day, it's Robin Edwards back for another Cube draft for Sneak and Show. So from Emrakul here. Guy can be pretty sweet. So I like Sphinx's Rev. A couple of mono red cards I'm not interested in. Wake is like good in Storm or good in an Emrakul deck. Although Storm's weaker in this cube without all the Moxes and stuff. Signets. I think I'll just take the Sphinx's Rev. We've got a Consecrated Sphinx. Tinker. I do like a Tundra as well. I think it's just got to be the Sphinx here though. That guy's so powerful. I mean, taking a Tinker this early isn't the worst, because it means you can set it up pretty well. But Sphinx is just always good, whereas Tinker requires a bunch of stuff to be powerful. Alright, so I've got an Essence Scatter. Archangel can be pretty good. It's pretty good as the top end of an aggro deck. It can be okay in a control deck. Old Man can be pretty annoying for your aggro decks. I think it's probably between these two. We're not that committed to white yet. The Sphinx's Rev might be a very light splash. I think I'm going to take the Old Man here. Yeah. I've played against that guy a few times and can be pretty hard to deal with for some decks. If they're playing like a green ramp deck or something, stealing their mana elves is pretty annoying. Tangle Wire. Some mono red stuff. I think it's just the Into the Royal here. It's a nice cheap spell, and you can always cycle it later game to get some value. Yes, I'm pretty open to a second colour here. Splashing the Sphinxes is pretty easy. Because it's such a late game card, you can just run like 2 white sources. So, I tend to play blue-black control a lot, but blue-green could be alright too. If red's super open and we get like late lightning bolts and stuff, that could be an option too. Alright, some pretty sweet. Like, I like the Student a lot, a Clone Effect. Ajani's better in... It's okay in all decks. It's slightly better in aggro decks. You can go like... make a bunch of little flyers with Lingering Souls, and then make them huge. So I'd like either those two. Ajani probably a little bit less. Windswept Heath would be good, but I'm just going to take the Monolith. That lets us play like turn 3 Sphinx, or Rev for another 3. Right. Don't think I've ever passed a Muldrifter. It's not going to start now. It's not a huge amount else for us. I'll probably take the Pristine Talisman, or maybe Sulphur Falls. Okay, blue's definitely open. It's a very late Treachery. I like Shapeshifter a lot as well. But Treachery is very good. Lets you take their guy and hold up a counter spell to protect it. So yeah, we want like cheap card draw some disruption early game, like some counter spells or something, and some ramp. Our top end's pretty solid. Right, we've got Supreme Verdict and Teferi. Teferi's okay, but we're pretty high on top end already. I guess Night's Whisper could be an option. I'm fairly open to splashing black. But I think Verdict's pretty good. And we are already white. I like some fixing. The fact that we've got all playables, we can afford to spend quite a few picks on fixing. Right, so Latitude gets Treachery and Grim Monolith. Getting Treachery isn't the worst. There's a Fairy Conclave there as well. I think I'll just take the Conclave. As I said, we've got a lot of playables, and Latitude often doesn't make the cut. Whereas Conclave always going to go in the deck. Oh, Tundra. Very happy with that. So if we can get a fetch land in either of those colours, we're very well set up to cast Supreme Verdict. Okay. Guess I'll take this dual land. We're not playing any of those cards. I could hate the Ember Hauler. Okay, we might be black. So red's fairly open, as is usual. Yeah, I mean, these lands are probably not playing. Blue seems so open that we don't really need to go into that many colours. But they're good to have. Gives us options. So yeah, I really want to just get a bunch of cheap stuff at this point. Got a very good top end. Okay. This could potentially be a Mutavault deck. If we're just running 2 colours and have a bit of fixing, we can afford to run some manlands. I think I'm taking Tidings. I would have preferred like a cheaper draw spell, like a Preordain or something. Actually, Kitchen Finks is also an option. Maybe we don't need Tidings. Like, we've got Muldrifter, Sphinx, and Sphinx's Rev. Sphinx is just a cheap guy that helps us stay alive. Yeah, I think I might take the Sphinx. It feels bad to be passing this much value, but I think we'll be good. Hide this for the moment. So Wake Thresher is alright with Grim Monolith, but it's not really what we want to be doing. Sword, Nicklin, Archmage, and a Martial Coup. It's really cards we're looking at. Line Tax is okay. I probably just want the sword. If we're getting Treachery that late, maybe we're going to wield the Archmage. I don't see it happening, but I've only got 4 creatures. But we should be on target for like 9 or 10 or something. Should be enough to play a sword. Okay, so we've got swords to plowshares. That's pretty good. Ogre of Bolas isn't very good yet. And Miscalc. I think I like the swords best. Miscalc's pretty good, but swords can deal with a threat after it comes down, so we can afford to be tapping out. It's just so cheap. Plus, blue is so open. If we leave like 5 blue cards in here, we're pretty much guaranteed to get a few good ones back. So there's an on-color Geist. I I think I like Faith's Fetters better than Soa. Just a matter of whether we want an aggro card. Gust is pretty amazing with the sword. We are more of a control deck. But we do want some creature count for our sword. I think I'll just take Faith's Fetters. Coalition Relic. There's an Eldar Waste as well. But Relic is excellent. Let us cast this. I like Consecrated Sphinx on turn 4. It also lets us splash another colour. Like if we want to splash red, we'll have 2 free red sources now. So sort of Wake Thresher now. I've got our Basalt Monolith to go with it. But speaking of splashing red, that's a decent reason to be doing that. He's pretty good with Grim Monolith. But we do have a lot of top end to be casting off our Basalt Monolith. Yeah, I think I'll take the Monolith. So another... Like, this would be very good if we were going to splash red. It's another free red source. They give us 3 free red sources. And if we get a fetch land, that's another source. I think I'm just taking a Worn Power Stone though. We can afford to take a bit more top end at this point after getting those 3 mana effects. Okay, Seer of the Sun gives us another coloured source. Palladium does hold a sword, but I think we want 2 drops. Our 3 slot's getting a little full. Tidings Wield. I'll take it. Tidings isn't quite as bad now we've got all these mana effects. So I'm not really generally a fan of Wake Thresher, but with Basalt Monolith and Grim Monolith, because it's pretty good with Treachery too. Yeah, I'll take it. I guess I might play it. So we do want to increase our creature count a bit. I guess Treachery is a creature. At the very worst, we can equip up our Fairy Conclave. It does cost like 5 mana to do that, but... Well, I did say we're going to be wheeling some blue cards. Factor's generally pretty good, but we've got Tidings, Muldrifter, Sphinx, and Sphinx's Rev. I think we just want a cheap counterspell. Alright, so here's another way to splash red. Vengeance blows up all our mana effects. I'll take the Foundry. So if we see something like Relzurk or like some cheap burn, we've got so many red sources that it's pretty much free. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 things for Delver. It's not quite enough. Let's need a few more creatures to be able to use our sword. And probably some cheap spells, some card draw and some like removal or bounce or something. I don't mind some more 4-drops, but we can skip the 4 slot a lot with the Power Stone, the Relic, and the Monolith. So I could run like a Frost Titan or something. Might play Feather Looting. Pack 3. Geddon. I do have a lot of artifacts, but Grim Monolith and Basalt Monolith. And I guess Fear of the Suns aren't great after Geddening. We've got Sauron, but we're not very well set up for black currently. We're more splashing red. There's an Earthquake, which is okay. Caracas. We don't have any legendary creatures. It's good for bouncing theirs, I guess, and it's like a free spell. I do like Sauron. I guess we do have 1, 2 free black sources. I'll take it. Not even sure if I'm playing it, but oh no. I don't think I've ever passed Recurring Nightmare, but this might be the first time. I think we probably want Preordain or Colonnade. How are we for playables? We're pretty good for playables. Maybe I can take the Colonnade, and I'll pretty much guaranteed to wheel one of these 3. Yeah. We'll have good mana at least. Feels bad to pass a Recurring Nightmare though. So this is another thing that lets us use a ton of mana. So what, 6 for your first Angel, then 8, then 10 if you want to hardcast it. Or you can cycle it for a heap of soldiers. We got Chalice or Compulsive Research. I'll lean toward the Chalice here. Just to go with our big mana effect, with our big mana theme. And it might actually let us play our Geddon. I do like Compulsive Research though, but our 3 slot is fairly full. Let's got an Angel. The Angel's alright, I guess. It can take over the board by itself. I think I'll just take Hussar. Get rid of Click. Mentor's not very good. Void Mage is okay. Don't have any wizards to go that says just himself. I think I like the Clique here. I like me a Shackles. Here's another 3-drop. Mox Diamond's okay too. Mox Diamond sort of smooths out our curve so we can play a 3-drop on turn 2. Could remand. Just momentary blink too. Steal that guy and then give it back to them. It's a Johnny. I don't think we want another 3-drop. Yeah, I'll just take remand. Another Geddon. We do have a lot of ramp. I might take the Sundering Titan here. I think we can afford another high drop. Sustain vents for our non-existent red splash. I don't think we want 2 Geddons. But it's good to see no one else is taking them highly. No one's playing a prison type deck. That Tinker we passed in the first pack would be pretty good. Was this the pack with Preordain and Ponder? Might have been the next one. I remember we took something fairly weak from the first pack. There's not a lot here for us. We take Figure. 2-2. Maybe a 4-4 sometimes. I think Earthquake's slightly better. Oh, he goes, okay, someone took Ponder over Preordain. I think I like Preordain better. Just because you can get rid of some of the cards without having to get rid of all of them and take a punch. There was a Capsize there, which could be okay in the deck. We do have some mana effects that make the mana permanently. A few of them are just temporary mana though. Oh, Compulsive came back as well. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11 creatures. I guess I guess Treachery into Sword isn't very good. I've made that mistake before. I don't intend to do it again. I guess this is better than Earthquake. We don't have that many flyers. Mox Diamond came back. Probably cut lands in this deck. 26, 27. Some mana effects. Compulsive can happen like later. How many lands do I play in this deck? Probably 16. do kind of want to hit a land drop every turn. If I need to cut a few cards. So I don't think we're cutting any creatures. We're cutting either of these or compulsive. Cutting shackles, not cutting the sword. Cut those two. Pretty sure I want to play the Titan. Would have been much better with the Tinker, but we've got so much ramp, we need something to do with it. We do have card draw as well. We can just play a lot of things with our mana rather than one big thing. I'm gonna cut Sphere. It's the weakest of our 2-drop artifacts, and the colour isn't relevant really. Let's start off with that. We shouldn't have too many mana problems. We've got two dual lands, and we're not running any colourless lands or a third colour. Still need to cut a bunch of cards though. I like our chip counter spells, like Preordain. I can probably count Preordain plus these as one land, so around 16. That does still mean 2 cuts. I don't think I'm ever cutting Miscalc. Compulsive is just sweet. Shackles we're not cutting. I'm going to just cut one of these 3. Cutting Monolith and Thrasher is an easy cut because they're not amazing without each other. I guess the Monolith is pretty good without the Thresher, just letting us cast this. A minute. Okay. I think Into the Royal is a pretty unique effect in our deck. Maybe I'll cut Miscalc. Not very happy about that. I'll just cut a creature. so land. Colonnade, Tundra. Too fast for the Finks. Gives us 10 islands for our shackles. I think that's probably good. Don't like not playing at Miscalc, but okay, let's do it.